Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. We're going to be talking about some prospects today and a new show we're very excited that's coming to John Boy Media. Let's do it. Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. Thank you guys very much for joining us today. We hope you're doing well. Spring training's coming to a close. Next week is opening week, and we have a new show that we're gearing up to release right then. And we're going to talk about some prospects that will be coming up this year. My name's Jimmy. Jake's here in his Savannah Bananas yellow long sleeve. I have that same shirt. Exciting. We should wear it on the same day.
Deal.
BBD is in the corner. What are you doing? Glen Rock High School baseball shirt?
Yeah, shorts day, though.
Oh, yeah. BBD's going purple shorts, purple shoes, Trev. I think you'd like it or hate it. I think you'd like it a lot.
Yeah.
All right, and then we have very special guests. Well, Trevor's here in tie-dye. Sorry, Trev. Very special guest. Jake, you want to do a grand intro, Roman style?
We have, our Roman guest of the episode.
You do a Roman orator?
Like a Roman.
The town crier.
New members of John Boy Media, Kelsey Wingert, previously a Fox Sports South and Brave sideline reporter.
Thank you.
Also, we are joined by today former reliever Peter Moylan.
Oh, snap. That was lit.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, it's Jake's town crier impersonation. Basically, you just have to wind yourself on every sentence.
I thought I was in the Coliseum for a second there.
We all did. It was great. Well, before we talk more about our fine guests and the new show coming your way, I got to tell you about Roman. And look, no one's perfect. Jake is proof of that. Even the best baseball players strike out with the bases loaded. The best golfers sometimes three-putt with the tourney on the line. So if you feel like you come up short in the bedroom sometimes, or in Jake's case, every time, it's perfectly okay. But if it's bothering you, there are options. With Roman, you can get a free online evaluation.
Every time?
Every time, yeah.
Tough.
Yes. Jess is fed up.
Word on the street.
Okay.
Tough.
With Roman, you can get a free online evaluation, ongoing care for ED, all from the comfort and privacy of your home. A U.S. licensed healthcare professional will work with you to find the best treatment plan. If medication is appropriate, it ships to you free with 2-day shipping. The whole process is straightforward and discreet. Getting started is simple. Just go to GetRoman.com/JohnBoy and complete an online visit. Take care of your ED without leaving home.
Sounds nice.
I just had a dumb visual in my head that I have to bypass. I have to get past it.
Get past it.
I have to get past those. Complete an online visit today to connect with a doctor and take care of it. Go to GetRoman.com/JohnBoy now and get $15 off your first order of ED treatment. Have you done this yet, Jake?
I have not, but
Can you give me the details, please?
before opening day. When
Yeah.
Trev gets here.
Yeah.
We'll test it out.
Test it out that weekend. He did get a nice hotel. Look, there's a straightforward way to take care of your ED. GetRoman.com/JohnBoy. All right. Thank you, Roman, very much.
With that.
GetRoman.com/JohnBoy. Okay, got it.
Yes. Peter, Kelsey, thank you very much for joining us. As we said, you guys will be having a new show on the John Boy Media Baseball YouTube and a podcast as well. And one of the main things you're going to be covering is all the prospects in our fun, young, and growing game. So, I don't know.
Let Kelsey go first, because Kelsey was kind of the brainchild in the start of this, and as usual, Pete just jumped on a moving train and joined
100%.
in. So,
Yeah.
Kelsey, what's up?
Well, Peter and I work together here in Atlanta covering the Braves on Fox Sports South, and we're homies, and we just have so much fun working together. So whenever I was talking to y'all about potentially starting something on the network, his name immediately came up in my conversation. And Jake, you scared the living daylights out of me because I was bringing up potential co-hosts, and I said Peter Moylan, and you're like, "Oh, I freaking hate that dude."
Yes.
And I thought I'd do it.
Yeah.
But you were kidding because you talk every day apparently. So kind of what what we want to do on this podcast, obviously we're going to talk about like the prospects that you guys know about. You know, we're going to talk about the Torkelsons, we're going to talk about the Dahlbecks, we're going to talk about those guys. But we're also not just going to cover prospects. It'll be guys who are up and coming, maybe, you know, the 28, 29-year-old guys who are finding their taste in the show, and but international baseball, because Peter has such an extensive background in that. You know, he has a lot going on over in Australia. I know you're going to be going to Taiwan for something.
Potentially, yeah. Yeah, for the Olympic qualifiers.
So just a bunch of stuff on the international front, a bunch of stuff with the prospects, a bunch of up-and-coming guys. So there's just a ton of different stuff to cover, and the basis of it is we just want people to feel like a little bit smarter, which is what I feel like you guys do on this show. You walk away from this episode, if you listen, you can talk to your friends and give them some tidbits that they don't know. And we just want people to know a little bit more about the guys that you don't know as much about, but you're about to start hearing their name.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
Yeah, I think the line you wrote was like, we want people to hear about the guys they're hearing about. Like, you just know their name, and you guys are going to give more than just their name. Like, you know, Bobby Witt Jr. I think everyone right now that's following spring training and following news and just reading tweets knows that name. I don't know anything about him besides he's a prospect that people think will be great. So I'm excited for you guys to kind of give me more details and info. And there's so many young prospects. And you guys with the Braves saw a lot of young prospects come up and deliver.
Yeah. Acuna, Albies, Pache this year. You know, it's an endless line. And I think with what's so different about this year is because of the adjustment going from 60 games to 162. I feel like there's going to be a lot of roster moves that you may not have seen happen in a regular league year because of maybe not so much manipulation of the roster, but resting guys and making sure guys get through a full season and are ready for the playoffs. So you may see young guys that you've actually never heard of, and we'll bring you those guys as well.
And I think I should go back to a second where Kelsey was mentioning some ideas, and she mentioned your name, Peter, and I instantly said no. We became fast friends last year. I was constantly joking with Jim. I was like, yeah, I think Peter Moylan's my best friend. I did my first ever Periscope, and you jumped in live with me.
I did.
And we had not met. I didn't really know what Periscope was. That was good. And then a hilarious thing happened the other weekend. We were shuffling around. There's one room in my apartment that has two closets, and we were actually doing a closet swap.
Wow, badass.
Yeah, flex.
Why
New York
did
City.
Jess want the closet that you took and made you move?
That's like your touchy area. I still don't know, but the closets had to be swapped for whatever reason. So when she was swapping the closet, she moved my golf bag, and she sent me a picture text and said, "Hey, Jake, what the hell is this?" And it looks like a baby Nike shoe, which had her all sorts of scared. Do you want to explain that, Peter?
Sure. So quarantine hit, and everybody was stuck in their house. And a buddy of mine sent me a photo of his little girl's Jordan shoe on the top of his putter. And I came up with this idea that I was going to see if I can get this thing rolling. So I started a little company where I had some inserts manufactured, and I then glue the inserts into these baby shoes, and they actually fit perfectly onto your golf putter. You can roll around with any kind of Jordans that you want, or Adidas or Nikes or Air Max. And it was a pretty cool idea. I haven't really tackled it too much, but I sent them off to friends. People think it's a cool idea. And a few people around Atlanta and now New York are rolling with these putter covers.
So, after like 5 Twitter DMs and a Periscope, Peter Moylan asked for my address and sent me a putter cover, and now we're here talking about baseball's top prospects, and to give you more love than I probably will ever again. And this was through Kelsey. Kelsey said when she reached out to you, she didn't even say the idea. She just said it was with the John Boy Media guys, and you jumped on board. So excited for it, because I know both of you guys are going to have fun, and I mean, you're baseball people. I mean, Kelsey, that was like the first thing you said. Like, you've done other stuff in the Atlanta area, whether Hawks or I think some college football stuff as well. But you're a baseball person. You want to do baseball, and that's what we're all about, man.
Yeah. Baseball. I feel like if you're a baseball person, like you're deep in it. I started in high school as the manager for my high school team, and I just fell in love with the game. And I haven't been with Fox Sports South since March 11th of 2020, which was I was working the game when Rudy Gobert tested positive and the whole season was canceled. Wow. And I was on that Hawks Live show. And my last show wasn't going to be until March 31st, but then that ended my stint there early. And man, not baseball last year was freaking brutal. Having to watch the games and not be a part of it, and getting to listen to you guys has been the way that I have kept up. Talking baseball has been how I've kept up with the league. And you guys are just so freaking hilarious, and y'all have so much fun. And
look at Trev
I feel
smile.
like Peter and I have that.
I just said, look at Trev smile.
Yeah, that was
Sorry,
the biggest.
I love compliments, so thank you very much.
Typical hitter.
I really do. You guys, I love that y'all are not a math pod because I'm not a math person, and I just feel like those pieces make us a perfect fit.
Man, I tried to do math on a show yesterday.
So bad.
Like, I had the calculator out, and I was just doing, like, the simple arithmetic wrong. I wish it was a bit, and I'm not just dumb. Trev, you haven't talked yet, and I'm going to ask you if you remember your 2 plate appearances against Peter Moylan.
Well, I don't think I did anything because I try to only remember, like, the good parts of my career. So I'm guessing I'm 0 for 2 if I had to guess.
No, you're not 0 for 2. Peter, do you remember them at all?
I don't remember them, but I think it was 1 for 2.
1 for 2. Your first at bat, 1-1 count, ground ball through
Obviously.
the shortstop, third ball hole, single.
Oh, I got through the hole, baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was before the shift.
Shift.
And then, well, these are both in 2016, 2017, so we can find the footage of these.
I watched
And
them.
You watched them?
So Peter left a little bit of a hanger. I couldn't tell if it was a slide or a change, which is a sign of a good pitch, and that's what Trev pulled through the hole. And then 2017 A's Trevor Plouffe, which Trevor Plouffe doesn't speak kindly about. Looked like a new stance, punchy on the fastball. Trev, you tried to bunt in that at bat.
Oh, Trev.
I was trying anything. I was such a bad baseball player. And whatever. I'm 1 for 2. I'm happy about that. Yeah. But I will say this. I knew you had a great career. I just went on your baseball reference page and it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So congratulations
Thanks, Trev.
on everything that you accomplished. I'm serious. I mean, especially coming from Australia, dude, like
Late bloomer.
yeah, baseball's not a prevalent sport out there. I played with a bunch of Aussie guys. I love all of them. I roomed with them. So, yeah, congrats on a great career. And I'm happy to have both of you here. I'm stoked you guys are going to be talking about minor leaguers and prospects and letting people know who they are as people, because I think that's super important. Because like Jim says, I feel the same way about all these guys. I know Bobby Wood Jr. is awesome. I own a few of his rookie cards.
Flex.
But I have no idea what he sounds like or is
his
about.
I don't even know, like, is he a power guy? Is he a average guy? Is
He was this spring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. I might hate Bobby Witt Jr.
Yeah. Tune in, find
you
out.
start talking to him, I might hate him. But at least I'll know.
Oh,
It's the
man.
knowing. It's the knowing.
It's the knowing I need to know. So I'm happy to have you guys both on here. Another ATL person or peoples
Yep.
here. We're
You
just
guys
going.
are representing.
So,
Jim.
shout out to Ashland, who is with us, and she does Mansplain. We were talking to her last night. We told her about this, and her jaw was like dropped in happiness, and she was like, "Those 2 people are loved in Braves Nation." So that was cool.
Excellent. Cool. Very cool.
Peter, do I have to call you Peter? Is that too formal? Moylan? Because every time I've said Peter, I've felt like that's too formal.
Just call me Pete, Moylo. Call me anything. I answer to most things.
Moylo.
Moylo.
Okay.
Never heard that one.
Roman, maybe.
Kelsey, you didn't know I had an Australian accent, so come on, let's
share
Yeah.
that story. You guys told us that story
have to. You
when we
have
were just
to.
chatting about the concept of the show, and I think it's
Oh, and Trev doesn't know.
and Trev doesn't know.
Perfect.
So yeah.
Oh,
go ahead, Kelsey.
I feel like I need to explain my side before, since you have exposed me, 10 minutes into this, with John Boy Media. So when Peter came back to the Braves, I heard from all the guys in the clubhouse, all of the fans, they were like, yo, this dude is going to be your favorite guy on the team. He's freaking hilarious. He's always pulling pranks. He's a favorite among the players and the fans. You're going to love him. But they emphasized that he was hilarious, which, we all know that now. But so when we first were talking, I was going to interview him. It was spring training, and I was going to interview him in the dugout. So we started talking in the clubhouse. And when you're in the clubhouse, there's more chatter going on. So I didn't pick up on the accent in the clubhouse. And then we walk out to the dugout, and we start doing this interview. And Peter is faking this Australian accent. And I decided that he was trying to pull my leg since he's so funny. So in the interview, I start speaking back to him in my British accent because I feel like my British accent turns into an Australian accent.
Trev.
I'm writing this for like a minute, right? And he's like, why are you talking like that? And I was like, why are you talking like that? And I literally just thought he was faking this Australian accent. So he probably went on for like a minute and a half into this interview of me faking an accent, thinking he was faking an accent. And then, I was like, this dude really is from Australia, and this accent is not fake, and I look like an absolute dingbat now. And that's how Peter Moylan and I started our friendship.
If there's one thing that you can't, it's very hard to fake an Australian accent. So that should have been the first guess. But you came back with, it wasn't like a proper British accent. It's like, you sound like you're from London. It was that kind of, it wasn't the proper well-spoken English.
Pete, you should have switched to an American accent on her and been like, you're right, this was fake.
Yeah.
Kept it going for a while.
Yeah.
When I have more than one glass of wine, the infamous British Kelsey comes out, and I just start speaking in a British accent, which I studied on YouTube videos to get it down, watched a lot of Love Island. So that's what I whipped out on Peter. And I just don't think I wish I had that footage. I don't think I was so embarrassed.
I mean, someone has to have it.
Yeah, it's
We have a friend at Yes Network who can get us like any game footage from 1995 on. So you just got to find that guy. Find that guy for Fox Sports South.
That's an incredible story. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I was so mad. I was so dead set that he was faking that. And
I don't remember. Did we end up redoing the interview, or did we just keep it as it was?
Yeah, no, I think that Fox was so afraid of looking at more that they made us restart the interview.
Okay.
It's got to be somewhere.
I mean, you guys have heard the story. Cody Decker.
Yes.
What he did to Frank Core. So, I mean, you're still under that level, but it's still pretty funny.
They told him Frank Core is mute. Or they told him Cody Decker was mute, right? Or
a player on the team. It wasn't Cody Decker. It was a different player on the team. And Frank Core just the whole year, right?
Yeah.
Went for 3 months.
Thought he was a deaf guy who just signed to him, and then finally he was like, I can talk. That's really funny.
We all heard that story. When you found out it was Jeff Francoeur, it made it so much better because it just fits his personality so well.
That's awesome.
How are you, maybe before we get into some of the top prospects, I mean, you guys are still very much on Braves pulse, Braves country. You're still very involved in the mix down there. How are you guys feeling? I know, did our PPP just drop, or drops tomorrow on
Yeah,
them?
so you can't do
So
anything.
we won't get our thoughts will be fully revealed tomorrow, how are you guys feeling? I know there's still a crazy amount of youth. You don't think of it because these guys have been so good for the past 2 years, but where are you guys at with the Bravos this year?
The Bravos are locked in. I think there's still a couple of decisions to be made on the bench. Pianza looks like he might have snuck his way onto the team. The lineup that they're rolling with today looks like maybe the opening day lineup. Austin Reilly ran into a couple yesterday. So, I mean, if he can have a big year, I think that solidifies the lineup. That if we've gone through 6 now, with a couple of question marks towards the end, but it's the bench and the bullpen really is the only thing that is left to be a question. They lost a few guys in the back end of the bullpen, so Will Smith's going to be closing. Green is still a free agent, by the way, which is just baffling to me. So there's still a few guys that may get picked up towards the end of spring, but I just don't understand that right now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited to see Pache put it together for a full year. I mean, as of right now, he has more postseason ABs than regular season ABs. But I just remember talking to, because Andrew Jones would be around them a lot. And the way that guys like Chipper Jones and Andrew Jones were talking about Austin Reilly and Christian Pache. I mean, Andrew had told me at one point that Pache is the best outfield prospect he's ever seen. Chipper had told me Austin Reilly has the ability to win a Gold Glove at third. And just hearing guys like that sing their praises. And when Austin came up, I mean, he was just ripping it. He was ripping it. So we're hoping that, he can fall back into that, make whatever adjustments he needs to make. But I haven't gotten to see Pache play in person. Obviously, nobody has unless you were able to go to do they have fans at the CS? And the DS?
I think so. I think the CS.
Yeah, I think in Arlington they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to see what they do, Acuna, I feel like every time I log on to Twitter, it's like a video of not just a home run, but like the sound that the ball is making off of the bat. He's going to have a special year. So, I mean, I think it's their division to lose at this point. I mean, it's going to obviously be the best division in baseball, but I think it's the Braves to lose.
We ran into a couple things that we liked. I won't spoil all of them because it comes out tomorrow. Usually I forget everything we say on the TPPs, but we did it like 2 days ago. But one thing we did say is last year when we did the team profile for the Braves, we challenged Dansby, and we were like, you need to perform in 2020. Otherwise, it's kind of like you're not locked in anymore. And he had a great year. We now are giving that same challenge to young, thick Austin Reilly because he's got 2 years now. I think it's an 86 OPS plus both years, and there's a lot of good third basemen they can trade for if they need to and all that. So he's got to have a good first couple months, I think. And he can. He's got all the talent.
Peter, how's Yohan Camargo been doing in spring?
He's not very. He's not doing. He had a great offseason. He had a great Caribbean series, and I thought he was going to roll into spring training, be ready to go. I know he lost a little bit of weight. He's in some good playing shape. He had a tough game yesterday, made a couple of throwing errors, made a couple of errors in the field. I'm not sure. I think he's slated to be maybe one of the bench guys, but I'm not 100% sure.
He is
Peter, can I ask you about Camargo real quick?
Yeah.
Is he as hot as Ashland and all the other mansplaining girls, Emily and Marla, say he is?
His skin is close to flawless.
Good for him.
He's got the swaggy earrings going. He's got the uniform he wears. Did you see the NASCAR style uniforms they were wearing in the Caribbean series? He just made that look like it was. He looked like a car. He's
a good uni guy.
Good uni guy. Like pants up. Can wear the pants up with pride. Doesn't have particularly big calves, but still pulls it off. So it's
I like that.
It's good.
They've been trying to sell me on him for months now.
Well, have you ever seen? I mean,
What's up?
Pete, have you ever had a batter that like I fucked you the way Camargo I fucks pitchers? Like he just stands there and he's just smoldering like sexiness the way he stares at the pitcher in the box.
Some people call it intimidation. Other people just want to look at you like they want to take your shirt off. It's each to their own.
Make sure the Roman.
I can't see. My vision's not very good, so I'd never noticed whether hitters were looking at me or not. I was just too locked in.
I got one for Kelsey. Is Chipper just saying that about Austin Reilly? Because I've had people say that about me too. I was never going to win a Gold Glove, but they wanted. Thanks, Jake. They wanted me to feel confident, and it worked. Is Chipper just saying that, or like, have you seen enough? Like, hey, this guy can actually move. He can go get it. Like, where's his ceiling? Is it a Gold Glove?
The reason I don't think Chipper was just saying that was because he wasn't saying that in an interview setting where Austin Reilly would have even heard that he said that. Chipper watches, he goes to a lot of the Braves games and has his seats right by the dugout. And it was just in a casual conversation because he was spending a lot of time with the prospects. So I don't think he was just saying that. And the other thing about Austin Reilly is, and you guys have kind of alluded to this, but like, he's somebody you want to see well because he's like a good dude, and he knows his place in the clubhouse. And I mean, when he just came up, he was getting all, he was sending one out of the park every other AB, and it was just catching all the headlines, and then he cooled off. So we've seen the potential, but he does have a good glove out there. I just think once he's able to get that consistency at the plate, it's also going to help him with the glove because he's going to be that much more confident being in the lineup and knowing that he can do it at the plate. But I don't think Chipper was just saying that because it wasn't anything that would have been publicized until right now.
I
Love it.
Pete, you've probably told this story a bunch, and you're going to tell a lot of stories about how people and international players find their way on a path to MLB.
Yeah.
I need to hear yours, it's probably, let's see, how can I make this transition the smoothest ad transition ever?
It's stressful.
Yeah. Well, it's probably a stressful journey to reach your dream. The Peter Moylan story is brought to you by Cushy Dreams. It's smokable CBD. Do you have some, Jake? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it smells like weed, tastes
some.
like weed, but it's not. It's only got 0.3%, 0.3% THC, so it's legal everywhere, but it will help you with your anxiety. It'll help you find
Sore
peace, give you
joints.
energy, depression, pain relief. We like Cushy Dreams a lot. They also will, you can buy a package of like the nugs, so you can roll it yourself, or pre-rolls. Jake and I smoked it in the back alley, like badasses, real cool Bronx stuff.
You guys are so cool.
Thank you.
It was like a 2-minute session that we talk about all the time now.
Yeah.
Smoking is the fastest, most effective way to get CBD into your system. So it gets you that way. Also, if you like the smell, taste, flavor, it's all the same as high-quality marijuana, but it's just CBD. Every run is a limited batch. Independent lab tests show compliance and purity. So go to cushydreams.com, KUSHY.com, and use promo code BASEBALL for 20% off your next order. Smoke your CBD with promo code BASEBALL. We say this a lot, but it's true. We did like a tester run with them where we're like, we don't know if our audience will fully align with you guys or how it's going. Let's just test it out. They were like, we love it, and we had a lot of people message us like, hey, that stuff was awesome. So go check it out if you're interested. How does a 17-year-old find himself in Minnesota in 1996 to play baseball?
True. So I was. We have a scout from every team in Australia, represented in Australia, and they usually we have a national championship that happens for age groups 14, 16, and 18, and they will scout those 2 weeks of tournaments, and they usually find a couple of guys every year that'll sign, especially back in the day, the Luke Hugheses and these sorts of guys. There was an Aussie going over to the States, or 2 or 3 Aussies going to the States every year. So I signed I was actually a shortstop, but they signed me as a pitcher. I come over to Minnesota. I'm in Fort Myers, and I went from being a pretty good Aussie baseball player to running into 150 of the best guys that I've ever seen play baseball. So it was a little bit intimidating to start off with. And then my want to have fun took over from the focus of the baseball. And I didn't really give it all that I should have. There was a incident down on Fort Myers Beach where it was spring break and I was 19 and it was fun and I got arrested and the next day I got released. So came home, worked every single job you can think about. I was a pool plumber. I was a concreter. I was a glass splashback installer. I eventually landed a few sales jobs. I was selling pest control for a little while. I was selling lift chairs to retirement villages and nursing homes, to help people get up out of their chairs. And then I was still playing and coaching club ball baseball in Australia because I just loved the game. Playing first base, hitting, pitching every now and then I had a back surgery, so I stopped pitching. 2 years after this, I was managing a team and we needed some pitching help. So I was messing around with a sidearm arm angle out in the outfield, started throwing, felt pretty good, jumped on the mound. That arm slot obviously agreed with me, and my velocity jumped. I didn't know my velocity jumped because there's no scouts at beer league baseball games. I didn't realize how much it had jumped until I was pitching for the state, and the national team coach was watching other players with radar guns. And he comes up to me, kind of like the rookie story. He comes up to me after the game. He said, "Do you have any idea how hard you were throwing?" And I said, "No." He said, "You were 94 to 96 from a sidearm arm angle."
What?
So that started to get the people talking, and I had got a couple of offers to go play in Taiwan and Japan, and then they asked me to try out for the World Baseball Classic team, the first World Baseball Classic team in 06. I ended up making a team. First it was a squad of 60, then it was a squad of 40, then it was a squad of 30, and I ended up making a team. Came in to pitch against Venezuela, Miguel Cabrera, Melco Scudero, Ordonez, all these guys. Walked 5, punched out 4.
Let's go.
But was blowing up the radar gun. And then the next day, Dayton Moore and JJ Picola, who are now with the Royals, walked me around the facility in Orlando and said, "Hey, we want you to give this a try." So called my boss, who I took 2 weeks annual leave to come and do this. So I had to call my boss and say, "Hey, you're going to have to find another sales rep." So I packed for 2 weeks and ended up staying for 8 months. And 2 weeks into the AAA season, I was in the big leagues. I made my debut.
I was going to say you went straight to AAA after all that, right?
Yeah.
And you were
AAA.
You were 28 then, 26?
27.
27?
Yeah.
That's wild, man.
Trev,
Are you sure they have 30 different scouts in Australia? It's not just one guy with a bunch of aliases.
there's probably 3 or 4 teams that aren't represented. I think, and if it'll be like a low level guy. You know, he's not going to sign anyone, but he's going to make sure that people are aware of guys that are in Australia.
Yeah.
Trev, I know your eyes lit up a lot during that, but especially being a young kid partying in Fort Myers Beach. Care to comment?
I mean, there's probably times I should have been arrested on Fort Myers Beach. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But that's an incredible story.
Awesome.
Now, can you imagine if you didn't make the Australian World Baseball Classic team throwing 94 to 96 sidearm? That'd be an epic fail by whoever is managing.
Yeah, it would be.
Darren O'Day has the same story, and I mean, he was with the Braves. Did you guys chat? Like he was playing in a men's league, fuck around league, and just started throwing sidearm because he was just having fun, and then his body agreed with that, and now he's had a renaissance.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he developed the Finchy, which is the one pitch that I wish I could have worked out how to do, which is that ball that Trev, you'd know, that one that stays true through the zone instead of actually sinking. He developed that, and that just changed everything for him. That's any sidearm guy that can throw that ball that stays true is going to have some success.
So
it looks like it rises.
Any 24 to 26-year-old guy that was a pitching prospect but now is just playing in beer leagues, like drop that arm down, see what's going on.
You should see the amount of guys in Australia throwing sidearm now. It's ridiculous.
Well, you're you're the third highest tenured Australian MLB player.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Liam Hendricks will get there.
Yeah,
Who
but I
is
mean,
it?
so there's a lot of
Grant?
people looking at you saying, "I'll do that." That guy made it.
Right. Grant Balfour and Graham Lloyd.
Ah,
Wow.
okay. Yeah, then Liam will get there.
Liam will definitely get there.
Hey,
And
were
he's
the
gonna-
Twins? They must have been on the forefront of the Aussie brigade because I could rattle off like 7 or 8 Aussies that I played with.
There was a scout by the name of Howie Norsetter that was just trying to give everybody as many opportunities as he could. And he signed Grant Balfour, he signed Liam Hendricks, he signed myself. So there's been a good history of arms. We haven't had a lot of bats come through. Husey and Justin Huber.
Justin Huber could hit, man.
Yeah. So there was
He could hit.
Joe Quinn from 1884 to 1901.
Yes.
That guy got
Joe
on the
Quinn.
wrong boat.
How do
He
you
was a
get from
criminal.
Australia to the US from there?
That guy was a criminal and he escaped.
He was
jail.
from Queensland, so it was just an accident. They're crazy up
Oh.
there.
You know.
I'm done talking about these sidewinding prospects finding it and making it. Kelsey, can we talk about some real prospects? Because that's what you guys are going to be doing. And I know you've sort of mapped out the first couple preview episodes a little bit. So I don't know. Do you want to start going with a couple individuals or maybe get people in the mindset?
Do you want us to give a preview of what these first 3 little clips will be about?
Give a little
or
preview.
should we say our subjects?
It'd be good to let me know too, Kels. That'd be good, just as we can nut it out while we're on the air. That'd be good.
Work it out.
So what we want to try to do with these first 3 episodes is kind of show the different types of prospects or up-and-coming stars we're going to cover. So one of our episodes is going to be going in depth on the Vandy boys, Slider and Rocker, who are just, I mean, the seasons that those guys are having right now is insane. They are, I mean, Peter will talk about it, but seeing those 2 guys at the same school just work their way. I mean, you know, Rocker expected to go number 1 overall, but Leiter could knock him off of there if he keeps rolling. So we'll talk about them in one of the episodes. We're going to recap the 2020 draft in one of the episodes. And just kind of how they've, you know, a little bit more summary on them, and then what's unfolded this past year. Obviously, it's been weird. A lot of the pitchers weren't in games at the big league camp, but they were up at the big league camp during bullpens or live BP, whatever it may be, and update them, their ETAs. And then the third episode, we're kind of waiting to see if there are any big names that are going to crack opening day as we get closer. I know, Jake, when we were texting earlier, we threw around the name Andrew Vaughn, who, I mean, you log on
White
Twitter
Sox.
and his name's everywhere. Wait, did y'all see what the article that came out in USA Today? And the White Sox came out and said, we are not going to manipulate his time. If he's good enough to make it, he's going to make it. Like, thank God.
Yeah.
It's nice that they have to come out and say that. You know, this time we're not going to manipulate the time. I know usually
they basically said that he made the team. It was they were talking to the GM, and he said, well, that sort of news has to come from the manager, not the general manager. So I think he's gonna make the team. So that's something that we'll talk about. And I want to talk about the guys that are potentially going to suit up for the Olympic squads leading up to the Olympic year this year. So we've still got two qualifying tournaments that they have to play in. There's only 2 spots left, so it's going to be tough.
The
USA
US can make the Olympics?
US still can make the Olympics. Yes, sir. Want to play?
Trev?
No, absolutely not. But I thought they were done. Did they just open some loophole for the US or what?
No. There's the last chance qualifying.
Okay.
I think it's in the Dominican Republic. One's in the Dominican Republic, and one will be in Taipei, Taiwan. And feel-good stories like Brent Honeywell from the Tampa Bay Rays,
Yes.
1,200 days without throwing a pitch. And so that's sort of thing that we're going to talk about. I'm really excited about it. You know.
That's going to be awesome. Yeah, I know I mentioned Andrew Vaughn just because our White Sox preview came out, and we were talking about Eloy and DHing, and they have a couple bodies there. And then, yeah, all the White Sox fans come in, and that's why we always say, like, you know your team better than us. Is that all this Andrew Vaughn stuff's coming out now, and I don't think he's gotten at bat above high A, but people are talking about him.
But he's a college guy.
As the DH. So those are the stories that I'm so excited for, because it happens around the league, and especially to start the year and coming off the weird year last year, and there's so much young talent in this game. We always reference it, but our winter meetings when Bob Costas was on Flex, he just, everything he said was so beautiful and awesome, and he was talking about how talented all these guys are now, and whether it's the guys you know, the Arenados or Byron Buxton covering the outfield, but now all these guys who are coming up, and Garrett Crochet casually pumping a hunch, and
Straight out of college.
McClanahan on the Rays pumping a hunch and coming in for the playoffs. Like, there's so much young talent in this game that needs to be highlighted. So I'm so excited for you guys to run with it and get weird with it at the same time.
Yeah, we're going to touch on some other things. I'm going to go on rants. Like, I'm going to call Trev out for the substance abuse that he threw on people yesterday about sticky stuff, and it's going to be fun. Good time to get off Trev.
Yeah,
Yeah, he scared the hell out of him.
All right.
We're both having issues.
Trev, you didn't miss anything, which is good.
I just pulled up Andrew Vaughn. Guess in 54 games his sophomore year of college at Cal. Guess his slugging. I'll let anyone try and guess. It's incredible.
Didn't we do this already with him?
No, we did it with the Rangers guy with the nice neck.
Josh Young.
Oh, Josh Young.
Josh Young. Yeah. All right. He slugged 819
Sure.
Oh my God.
as a sophomore, Cal.
He hit 400 too, right?
Yeah, he hit 400. On base percentage was 531. Slugging was 819. He had 44 walks and 37 extra base hits.
Barry Bonds.
Not bad.
Incredible.
Not bad.
Damn it. I had a question or
Okay.
forget.
Sorry.
Damn, I lost it.
Would have been gold.
Oh, do you know, I was looking up, so I was bored last night, and I was looking up the hardest hit balls of spring training so far. And I was there's the name of the guy who's hit the hardest hit balls. The most over 100 exit velo was a name of a prospect that I don't know, so I didn't want to put anyone on the spot if you guys also don't know him. But if you did, that would be cool. Derek Hall. He is in the Phillies camp. I was surprised that it was a name. It was like, it was like Judge, Acuna, Stanton, Derek Hall.
Derek Hall.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have no idea. I mean, I wanted to like tweet out like to or Phillies fans, like, who is this dude? But yeah, like he has like double the amount of 100 mile per hour exit velo hits than like the third.
Darik. Derek Hall.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah.
CK. Darick. Yeah, I don't know who he is.
He's an Iron Pig, Trev. That's your home country up there.
Yeah, he probably has heard of the stories about my Phillies' legendary career, so he's trying to follow in those footsteps. I get it, Derek.
Proud of him.
I get it. Is he a big boy?
6'4", 232, yeah.
Oh, baby. Love that.
Are the Iron Pigs the team who has the shirts that you can scratch? It's like a piece of bacon and you scratch it and it smells like bacon.
I didn't know that, but it sounds exactly like an Iron Pigs piece of
I
merchandise.
own one of those. It's a piece of bacon on the shirt and you scratch it, and it's like one.
I've never been more embarrassed to wear a uniform than that last year when I was in AAA, because they made us wear silly ones. We literally had a piece of bacon strip as our hat. Then we were the Chupacabras, I think.
Oh.
And we had like neon green uniforms, and you know how it is, man. They make you look so crazy in the minor leagues.
I got to play for the Simpsons team. That was good. Albuquerque Isotopes. That was a highlight for me. That was a highlight of a year when I became pop-up guy for the Los Angeles Dodgers as a right-handed specialist. That was fun. Golly.
Pete,
Dodger legend.
You've
Peter
seen
Moylan.
a lot of the country. You've probably seen more of the country than the average U.S. citizen. Do you have a favorite region?
Yeah, I love Chicago. And San Diego is pretty hard to pass up. A couple of Nashville, little minor league cities. Nashville's was in Columbus. Sneaky.
Ooh.
Whoa. I mean,
Sneaky.
hold on.
Sneaky.
You went San Diego, Chicago, Nashville to Columbus?
I just want to give you an idea of where I'm at. That's a beautiful
Okay.
place. This place is amazing.
Okay.
Sneaky
Place.
good clubs too.
There is the college right there, right?
Maybe.
Kelsey, are you Texas originally, and now you're kind of Atlanta? So I mean, do you just keep it proud down there? You got some sneaky spots.
I mean, so I collect bats from all the ballparks I've been to, and I wanted to move them over here, but you can't see it in my shot. But I've been to 22 of the 30 ballparks.
Okay.
A lot of the AL teams I haven't been to, just because they're obviously, but I think my least favorite city,
Ooh.
if I say that route, Cincinnati. Every single morning I would wake up in Cincinnati. I was like, I'm still in Cincinnati. I know, Trev, you went to the mall there with somebody. I have no clue where the mall is. I would walk around downtown, try to find it. Didn't like Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Shout out to Reds fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out Reds.
Big year.
That's fine. You know what? I'll back you up. There's nothing too special about old
Top
Cincinnati.
bellies.
Like, I didn't have a bad time there. In fact, I went to a great steakhouse there. But if we're just talking about comparing it to the other major league cities, I mean, I get it.
Yeah, I obviously love PNC Park is probably my favorite ballpark just because of the view. I love going to Denver, love Coors Field, love where our hotel is located in downtown Denver. Where would be my favorite city?
Now you're speaking Jake's language, old Denver boy.
God.
Hey, we also, Pete, I know that Jake DM'd you once. We were doing our radio show where we do trivia on Wednesdays, and we stumbled upon your postseason game log.
Oh.
And, like, we didn't know if your fielders got paid off by the other team or, like, what was going on. Because, two, you came in to get the last out, induced the last out, and the infielders booted it to, like, turn the game. Like, brutal. So here's some bad memories for you. Can you talk on these bad times?
That was a tough series. We went into that series and we'd lost Chipper Jones. Game one, we lost Billy Wagner to a hernia. Martin Prado went down. So we didn't really have a lot of guns that were still left. And unfortunately for Brooks Conrad, who's still one of the greatest teammates that I've ever had, he just had a bad series and misplayed a couple of balls and a couple of managerial decisions and a couple of relief outings that didn't go our way and the Giants ended up winning. It was 2010. Yeah, the Giants ended up winning that year. So we had a really fun, awesome. They talk about chemistry and you can't remember it and that sort of thing, but that team was probably the most fun I've ever had on a baseball field because it was just we had Troy Gloss playing first base for the first half of the year, and then we traded for Derek Lee. We're talking about like guys, superstars. Yeah, it was awesome. It was a lot of fun. We deserved better.
Yeah, I'm remembering that now, and your response to me was tough to come back from. Thanks for the sweet memories, though. O'Day will be great on your show. So when we do get Darren O'Day for Talkin' Yanks, he'll be a good time. So it's a win, net.
Yes.
That's a win.
Okay, now for something good to balance it out. Do you know what batter you struck out the most? Do you have that in the memory bank? Dan Ugla.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry about it, Dan.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dan, though, because he did take me deep in his last at bat against me for the Marlins, and then he became my teammate, so he had the bragging rights.
Ooh. You faced him twice after that, though.
Yeah, with the Nationals?
Yeah. Do you know how many guys got multiple home runs off of you? None.
Wow.
No repeat customers.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting.
Wow.
It's pretty exciting. Sinker. It's just it's a get out of jail free card. Hit the ball on the ground. Now, trust me, that didn't work in 2018. Check those stats out. I was taking missiles off Jake Arrieta, and it was time for me to get out. It was time to get out.
We didn't do this at the top of the show, but Pete and Trev both requested that I do the new patrons. So this episode.
Oh, wow.
This episode was brought to you by Alex Harmon, Brian, Maximus McElroy, Scott S., Mark Bessie. Now, this one, I don't know if it's a typo on my sheet or a typo on the birth certificate, but it says Pieter. Peter with an I before the first E.
I'm looking at it right now.
So, like,
It's like Dutch, Peter.
there's a typo here or there's a typo at the hospital.
I have met a Peter who spelled it that way. Wasn't American.
Pronounced Peter.
Pronounced Peter.
Interesting.
We've got some good ones
That
coming
seems
up.
like a
And
quick,
we
seems like a
also-
quick fix.
We all told him it was wrong.
Shane Block, Henrique Streit, Nathan Payne, Jonathan Rodriguez, Nate Bohawk, Travis
Oh, that's just a prank.
Hydeprium. Hydeprium.
Hide a preem.
That's so
Hide
that
the preem.
Hide the preem, yeah. So I got a couple there. I think that was an easy batch.
Yeah.
Pieter.
I don't know. I thank you guys for wrestling the technology. Any other baseball takes you guys have been needing to rip for a while? Any
World Series
any
picks.
player
We need the
to-
World Series
player to
picks
watch
on air.
Sneaky team? Trev wants your World Series picks.
My World Series pick.
How to spell? I'm looking up that spelling of Peter.
Pita.
It says It's a variant of the name Peter, and it may refer to pituri. Pituri is a mix of leaves and wood ash, traditionally chewed as a stimulant
Ooh.
Like that.
by Aboriginal Australians widely across the continent. Peter?
Wow.
Thank you.
Back to you, Peter.
I wrote a thesis on the Aborigines. Thesis paper.
Did you?
Yes, I wrote a thesis. One of my thesis papers was on treatment of the Aboriginals. Yes.
Wow.
I
Not
lived
very
there,
good.
so I was always interested. No, not good. They have a National Apology Day.
Correct.
Oh.
Well, thanks for your baseball takes with the Aborigines.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna,
tough.
Nothing else? We want to talk about Australia? Ayers Rock, Uluru. That's where I
are
first
you
saw
looking that
it.
up, or are you just
He's an Aussie.
Timmy
Pete.
spitting?
There.
No, I lived there. That was when I first saw my first Aborigine person still just chilling outside of like somewhere outside. It's called Ayers Rock when I lived there. Now they changed it back to Uluru, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed to climb up it anymore. You used to be able to climb up it. And
Oh,
can't
you're
climb
not
up it.
allowed anymore?
No, it's like heritage listed now.
That makes sense, I guess. Kind of crazy though.
Yeah, it's massive. Just a massive rock, just in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's like alien type stuff. Anyway, all right. Well, everyone, be on the lookout for Farm to Fame. We're recording we're batching like 3 mini episodes to just kick it off, right? And then it'll be once a week. There will be segments on the YouTube channel, and then full episodes on the podcast, and clips everywhere and socials everywhere. And we're gonna get it going, and I'm very excited for it. So
Me too.
that
Can't wait to
damn
work with you
John
guys.
Boy Media
And for you
baseball
guys.
page is. Oh, also, you guys are going to be on a team. It's going to be the two of
Oh,
you,
yeah.
Trevor and Chris Rose, in the John Boy Media Homer Draft that we're doing Monday through Friday. It's property versus property versus property versus property. So the three of us in this room, Talkin Yanks, will be on a team. The four of you will be on the John Boy Media baseball team. And then Mansplain Baseball will be a team.
I thought you guys cut me from your team.
No,
You're trying to
you're
go to
back
the-
on.
I'm back on?
Yeah, you're back on.
Huge, because I didn't want to be with those other
Yeah.
people.
Get away from
Yeah,
the
and
producers.
then just so you guys, I might be breaking this to you, or I think you knew, and then so get excited, you guys. Trev, you're not happy about this?
I'd rather fly solo. No offense to anybody.
No, illegal,
Just saying that right
Oh,
now.
my God.
illegal. You're on the John Boy Media
Team
baseball team.
player.
All right, fine. I love you guys, but I love picking my homers. I love picking homers.
Well, maybe they'll let you be captain for like a week and see how you do.
Okay.
You can be captain.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't want that.
You guys don't want that.
BBD.
Peter, just because you're older than me, stop trying to be the boss all
Did
the
you
time.
win the
Wow.
Homer draft last year, Trev? Didn't you lose?
Okay. Now we're just.
I don't
digging
remember.
up.
We all I
Well,
swear
one of
we all
those
like
two.
tied, like with everything. Prop bets, all that stuff.
I didn't win.
It did bleed into the postseason.
Jake
Yeah.
came in last place, and we had to like make a rule up to like keep him alive in the
You
postseason.
That
made
is
a
true.
rule up to stay alive in the regular season, so don't go there. You
I didn't
don't-
make up any
You
rule.
don't want the horns.
Zach made up some rules.
Who did win?
Zach's quadruple day.
Yankees Braves World Series, by the way.
Plouffe won. Plouffe had 30. Jake and I tied with 28 each.
Braves World Series? Is that what you said at the NP?
Yankees Braves World Series. Going to be tough to beat the West Coast teams, but I got to say Braves.
Okay.
It's
Can't not.
How do you think the Dodgers are going to do this year? You know, you see all the teams fall off, but then you go and get Bauer.
They're going to be pretty good.
They're gonna
I
be
think it's
back.
going to be tough to beat them.
They're gonna be back.
It's going to be, yeah. I think it'll go through them. So,
Come on, Braves.
Braves got to do it.
Come on, Braves.
Come on.
That's
All
what
right.
I'm saying.
Well, I think, for so many internets, the tech didn't do
Yeah,
that bad.
we fought.
Good job by BBD wrangling it all and everyone else. Thank you guys for coming on. We are very excited. I think a lot of people are excited to find out about these young players and get more baseball talk. So, looking forward to it.
Thank you, guys.
Are very excited too.
And